Growing up, we knew that getting higher marks meant receiving a certain level of esteemed praise. We knew that this would eventually get us jobs that were highly regarded. At those jobs, the more we accomplished, the better our self-esteem got. So, most people worked harder for that pat on the back, put in more productivity hours for that promotion and that high regard. But with the bits of today's work environments and a need to accomplish more and more, a growing number of people feel they are not doing enough. Everyone looks at what is not done and feels inadequate. The pace of work demands is so fast that no one stops to acknowledge even excellent performance, making the modern workplace a perfect breeding ground for many ways in which self-esteem now gets battered. Nonetheless, all companies need a workforce with a fortified sense of self-esteem, since a person who feels worthy within themselves always gives the best of themselves in everything that they do, including their work. Well, since the demands of every job will keep growing, how can the modern-day employee work on their self-esteem regardless? Carissa Hawthorne, mental health therapist, is on First Issues. Carissa, thank you so much for coming on First Issues. As ever, it's a pleasure having you on our platform. We are talking self-esteem, but as regards our places of work. So firstly, please explain to us what self-esteem is.
You know, just using what you call a layman's language, it's really how you look at yourself, what you think of yourself. And all that, of course, is affected by the outside world. But when you look in the mirror, it could be the actual physical mirror, or where you sit back and think about, who am I? And how do I present myself to the world?
So how can our self-esteem be eroded, especially at our places of employ? What are those, instances and examples that can lead to, our self-esteem and our sense of worth diminishing?
Picture yourself your first day at work, and you're meeting your new colleagues, and they tell you these qualifications that they have, their achievements, their accolades, and all that. And all of a sudden you came in thinking, oh, I just got a job and I'm up here. But then you realize that, no, you're not. So that tends to affect our self-esteem, because who wants to walk this world not feeling that they have achieved something? And no matter what we think or what we say or how we convince ourselves, it does affect us when we feel that we are less than or less of.
But in cases where somebody's self-esteem is already low, what can they do to improve on it, to resuscitate it and bring it back to life?
In some cases, it depends with their personalities. Some people are just naturally shy. And when they're shy, in some cases, it affects their self-esteem. Some people just don't want, they come in, they do what they need to do, and they walk out. Whether they're recognized or not, they don't care, as long as they feel good about themselves. So we have different personalities in a work area. There can never really be equality, because not everybody is the same. But when management ensures that the workers feel that they belong, they are praised for their hard work. And if someone is already down there and they don't feel that way, what can they do? What can management do to avail themselves or avail someone in the office to help them with those issues? And it goes back to mental health. Mental health should be the #1 priority in every workspace.